Hi guys, so the place that I chose for my project is Lauterbrunnen in Switzerland, and I chose this because I had the chance to visit it through Miami, a study abroad where we visited schools in Europe to see the difference between education in America and in Europe, and we visited an Alpine school while we were here. So Lauterbrunnen is a village and a municipality in the Interlaken Administrative District. This municipality also encompasses several other villages, and it is part of the Bernese Oberland area. It is located at the foot of the Bernese Alps, and it is situated in a valley. It is colloquially known as the Valley of 72 Waterfalls. The first thing that I chose to examine is political geographies, Switzerland as a multinational state. So, Switzerland is an interesting case study of the difference between a multinational state or a nation state. So, Switzerland as a state has four national languages: French, Italian, German, and Romansh. Lauterbrunnen lies in the German speaking part of Switzerland. I thought an interesting quote that encompassed this idea is that authors working in this field often use the Swiss case to prove that a state does not need citizens who share a single national identity in order to become a state of stable and functioning democracy of free and equal citizens. So, Switzerland is an example of the fact that a multinational state can thrive. The second thing that I chose to look at is agricultural geographies. Lauterbrunnen has a very strong connection to agriculture, and the two main agricultures that they use are dairy farming and the use of alpine pastures. Alpine pastures are essentially high altitude pastures that are used by dairy farmers to allow cows to seasonally graze. And this is an example of subsistence farming, as they are only providing for their families or the area around them. The moving of cows is something that happens seasonally and is celebrated culturally. Around 20,000 cows are moved. This is an example of sustainable agriculture, as these methods avoid overgrazing of fields. This practice is integral to Swiss culture and it is endangered, but the government has provided subsidies to farmers and many Swiss citizens buy local. Globalization and interdependence also impact Lauterbrunnen because it is a small village town. But it is a huge draw for tourism. Positively, tourism is a great boost to local revenue, and tourists keeps Lauterbrunnen alive with tourists supporting local businesses. However, negatively, tourism can lead to higher cost of living and a push out of local citizens. Next, I just looked at Swiss culture. Culturally, Lauterbrunnen belongs to the Jungfrau region and subscribes to many traditional Swiss celebrations, but it is home to some of its own. One example of this is Lauterbrunnen lace making. Lace originates from Italy, but historically has been a way for poor families in Lauterbrunnen to bring in extra revenue, and this tradition has continued to this day. And then the last thing I looked at is population geographies. As of 2020, the population of Lauterbrunnen was 2,301 people. 22% of the population are foreign nationals, and the population has decreased 8.9% since 2010, due mostly to immigration, but 3.1% was due to death. Um, the pull factors of this area include that it is a beautiful landscape and a simple lifestyle that might appeal to some people, and some push factors include higher cost of living due to tourism. Most of the population speaks German, but Portuguese is actually the second most common language. And then over here, I just included a little population tree. And then here's my works cited.